right, guys, welcome to the final cleaning and final pressure cleaning of this full royal home in Naples, Florida. I'm going to talk a little bit about the processes that we used in order for us to get this roof, soffit, fascia, gutters, stucco, concrete, pavers, plastic, and wood cleaned. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my processes and what I set for my company and my employees to follow. We understand how construction is done. So I understand concrete, I understand plastic, I understand wood, I understand tile, I understand pavers, I understand the finish of those products or materials, whether they're painted, whether they're raw, whether they need to be sealed. I understand the installation of the pavers, so I understand what processes to follow in order not to damage any of your home. That is the difference between our company and others. I understand where I can use my 30-second product. I understand where I can use my acid. I understand how to walk tiles without cracking them. I understand the places that I can use surface cleaner on and the places that I shouldn't, i.e., the pavers. As you know, in order for me to understand all these things, I need to understand how the construction is made and what the material is so that I'm able to properly clean it without damaging it. So follow me from where I'm going to talk to you a little bit about concrete. This right here, usually and normally, if it's full of mildew, we come in here with a product called 30 seconds and we use surface cleaners. All right, the reason we're able to use surface cleaners in this floor, and it's not the greatest idea to use surface cleaners on pavers, boils back again to understanding the material that you are cleaning. For example, on this concrete, I don't even have to use a surface cleaner because it's so clean and brand new. If it was full of mildew, I would use my 30-second product and the surface cleaner. The surface cleaner is the round plate that is got 3 guns at the bottom and is hitting your material, whether it's concrete, plastic, wood, it doesn't matter, tiles, this close. So imagine grabbing a pressure washer, and if you give a pressure washing gun to a person that doesn't know how to pressure wash and you tell them pressure wash this concrete, they will come and hit it with the gun and eat up the concrete because this is a porous material, right? So the difference between a pressure washer that understands and is a professional versus a pressure washing company that just comes in and throws water is we understand how all of this is built and we understand the right processes to clean. So for example, on this driveway right here, brand new concrete, I would just hose off. If it was full of mildew, I would do a 30-second product and surface cleaner. Now, follow me to another material. This material right here is a different product, right? We have brick pavers, okay? These pavers are interlocking pavers. Again, I boil back to the understanding of the material. I have personally did many of these jobs. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I understand how this is installed. So the way this is installed is they put packing sand down, they'll grab this stone, they're interlocking stones, so they interlock with each other so they stay tight. What they'll grab is they'll grab a rubber mallet, they'll install the design, and they're hitting. So you got sand, packing sand, that once it gets wet and moisture gets into it, it kind of gets hard. They'll put the paper on top, hammer it down to where it goes down halfway, okay? And then after that, they'll top it off with more of that packing sand. After they pack it with that packing sand, because now remember, you put the dirt, then you put the brick paper, then you hammered it down, and now you have this much that doesn't have dirt, right? They'll come and drop the sand down and then brush with long brushes, and they'll actually level out all that dirt. This is when we come in. If they do that and they don't clean it properly, you'll have a white haze on your pavers. Also, if that happens, the strategy has to be different because now we understand the process and how this material is installed. Now I understand this concrete right here, I can use surface cleaners all day long and I don't have to worry about it. Now, think, if I come in these floors that you already know are installed with the packing sand, if I come in here with that surface cleaner and I hold that surface cleaner here and I'm not experienced enough to know when to move the surface cleaner or to keep it moving, if I leave that surface cleaner here, this paper, remember, is all dirt down here. So this paper will lift off. And next thing you know, 2-3 months later, you'll have paper start to get loose. So this process of cleaning is a little bit different than cleaning concrete. Now, in this case, I am gonna use a surface cleaner, but I have spoken to the supervisor and I've told him I'm going to have to use a surface cleaner because it's very awfully white. And I need the pavers to be reddish. So right now, because of this has been updated, these big houses like this take a long time to build. Sometimes the pavers are left. I will leave these pavers brand new using the staff lease. Using the surface cleaner, but we will use the surface cleaner properly. So if you hire the wrong company, like not us, for example, that doesn't understand how this product is laid out and installed, then they're not gonna properly clean it, or they might give you issues later on once you start seeing your pavers get loose and all of that. It could very well be because of the surface cleaner. So usually we hit this with a 30-second product and we hit it with the gun because we don't wanna be that close to the paver with the surface cleaner around, right? We wanna be able to control the height of the gun, how far it is from the paver. On white cases like this, we definitely want to use a surface cleaner, but I wanted to show you guys this one because it's a good example of a more skilled pressure cleaner needs to do this job, or eventually you'll have problems with the pavers lifting up. Natural stone. Natural stone is also a material that is usually in the back of the homes, and we also do surface cleaner on this. But again, we know that this is grouted. We know this is already stuck here. This is, for example, packing sand. We know this could get loose anytime. We know we have grouted. This is already got thinset. We have the whole situation going on. Plus, it has the 511 sealer product on it. So we know this is already a stone that's been protected. Again, this goes back to understanding how this material is installed and what products are used to maintain this stone. Okay? Let's do a little cut real quick, and we'll come back to this back and also the roof. Let's go. All right, guys. Now we're going to be talking about the process we follow when we pressure wash roofs. Okay? We use surface cleaner on roofs when we pressure wash them. The reason is usually you guys call us when it's full of mildew, full of all kinds of things on it. When it's construction, it has that white film from just the construction dust, all regular and normal. So what we do is we start from the top, and the surface cleaner would work sideways. Okay, so the surface cleaner, let's pretend that we started at the bottom. The surface cleaner will start at this end, and the surface cleaner pretty much glides in the air and it moves over. So we will do that one tile complete. We go over, we do the top one complete. We apply a product called 30 seconds. This product is safe for plants, so you never have to worry about other people that come in with pool Clorox or chlorine or exterior chlorine and dilute it to save a little bit of money. We take a little bit of the approach is, let's spend double on the material, but let's be safe 100%. That when I apply that product on your roof and it comes down, look at this front, for example, there's no gutter. So that means that all that water that comes down goes over and it hits that plant, those plants. If I was to use what 99% of companies here in pressure washing use, Clorox, they would apply that product right there, and you can say bye-bye to all your plants. And this is the difference between like a company that takes care of the processes they take, because the truth of the matter is that for the past 25 years, I have only worked in Naples, Florida, Fort Myers, and I specialized in working for 11 major builders whose homes are always 20, 40, $50 million a house. So for them to spend an extra, say, $500 with me compared to, say, $500 cheaper with another company, but they know I'm gonna leave this place just like the factory left it. And there's gonna be no cost to the office that I damaged anything. They'll happily pay that extra. And I would too. To be honest with you, I've been in this town forever and ever and ever, and I've never met anybody that follows the kind of processes that I follow for my business in terms of how careful we are. We never have a complaint. I never had a damage complaint. Last year, I didn't have one complaint. Last year, I don't even remember the last time I had a complaint over something we did and we damaged. It just doesn't happen. My processes, I've been doing this since I was a kid. 40 years old now, 20 something years later. So that's the difference between hiring other companies, hiring us. We come in here, we put the 30-second product on it, we let it sit. There's helpers, harnesses, extension ladders, bands, new pressure washers, surface cleaners, chemical injectors, products, all ready to work. Or employees that work on roofs are trained, and actually, when I hire them, they already come from working on roofing companies. So these guys can literally eat, sleep, run, train, work all day in those roofs, just like me and you walk on this floor. So we focus on really cleaning roofs, soft fascia gutters, stucco, metal, glass, all of that. So after we pressure wash your roof and after we pressure wash your walls with the product that I just told you, with the process that I just told you, then we come in and we are the company that comes in right away and clean all your glass and metal one time. All right, guys, that has been completely pressure washed. We followed the process that I just told you about in the front of the house. So 30-second product, pressure washed with surface cleaner, washed out with the pressure washing gun, spot treatments on any spots up there that were difficult to remove, whether it was paints, glues, tar, you name it. We use acid on the spots. We know how the dilution that you need in order for you not to stain the actual stone. So this is another thing I told you about. You give muriatic acid to the wrong company, they'll leave little circle spots everywhere, and you have a Dalmatian situation happening. Okay? Go out to your front driveway, go see where the oil spots were before, go see where you told your pressure washer to take those spots off and look at it. The pavers are, the oil came off, he took it off, but now you have a spot that's stained. So what's the purpose of you telling the pressure washing company to come out and take off the oil spots in your driveway, but then they don't know how to do the dilution of the acid, and now you have spots burned forever in your driveway? I also have the oil. That's why I say that just when you know who you're hiring, there's levels to this game. I mean, you have to understand how all this material, for example, I'm a CGC, so obviously, but those tile roofs, I can install that roof myself. I know how to install it. I know all the materials. I know how much the materials cost. I know how to bid how much material I would need in order to do this roof. I know how to set the processes. I know how to get the people to do it. I know how to do it myself. So if you know how to do all of that, how would you damage the roof cleaning it, right? The same thing when we clean. You see all those roofs, when we clean, we come and pressure wash, we come into all this lanais and we pressure wash the roof, the walls, the metal, the tracks, the floor, everything. Then we come in, get the excess water out, we clean it, mop it, wipe the ceilings. Guys, most other companies don't go and wipe all your ceilings one by one. We come in with 12-foot ladders, 14-foot ladders, 10-foot ladders, 8-foot ladders, 6-foot ladders, 4-foot ladders, 2-foot ladders, you name it, we have it. 22-foot ladders, 28-foot ladders, 30-foot ladders, 32-foot ladders, 36-foot ladders, 40-foot ladders. We have them all. Vans, we have them. Equipment, we have them. If we don't have it, we rent it, we buy it. So we come in, we pressure wash, we clean your glass, we clean your metal. We detail the track, we detail the ceiling, we detail the fan, we detail the lights, we detail the metal bars, we detail the furniture, we squeeze your table glass, we mop the floors, we detail the grout. So do you see the difference between another company and us? For example, there, another company would have came in, hosted it all, did a little squeegee 2 seconds and left. There's levels to the game, guys, I promise. This is why this whole entire street, point that way, this whole entire street, and most of all the streets, I handle all the construction cleaning, all the pressure cleaning, all the labor work for the builders, because they understand that I know, and I've been doing this since I was a kid, so they can focus on their thing and not worry about the cleaning of their beautiful $40 million houses. They can go about building their $40 million houses and leave the cleaning to me. And that's how this works with my relationships with my clients. I've had clients for 22 years. I've had clients for 20 years. Most of my clients have been with me over 10 years. And I work for most of the major builders in this town. I have relationships with all the owners. So I have the best relationships with the supervisors. Most of the supervisors have known me. For example, the supervisor for this builder, okay? I was 14 years old. I'm 40. This is 26 years ago, guys. My mother would make me not go to school sometimes and make me go pressure wash for him. And I still work for him. Do you think this guy is gonna kick me out of his job sites? I don't think so. So follow up. Same thing. This process is different here for the natural stone. So I want to tell you a little bit about cleaning natural stone and the processes for that. Same thing with, this is usually, it looks wood, but this is usually plastic. Okay, sometimes it's wood, it's stained wood. So let's say if it was stained wood, I obviously not gonna pressure wash it, right? I'm gonna detail it by hand. If it's plastic, but it looks like stained wood, then I'll put the 30-second product on and I'll pressure wash it because I don't have to worry about eating up the wood. I don't have to worry about eating up the penetrating staining. You know, staining is a different process than painting. And this boils back to that, okay? I understand the staining process. I understand how to clean stained wood. I understand how to clean painted wood. I understand how to clean not protected wood, or pretty much don't touch it with water. So for example, if the wood is raw and hasn't been cleared or hasn't been painted, that means it's exposed to the elements and I cannot get it wet because wood, what? Expands and shrinks with cold and heat, right? So we always want to make sure that the wood is always treated before you drop it with any water. Natural stone. Natural stone is a wood that we can hit with a surface cleaner, and the reason we can hit it with a surface cleaner is this is glued in. This is not like the pavers, right? The pavers we know now are on packing sand, rubber mold it down, packed on top with dirt. That dirt gets wet. Once it gets wet, it hardens and it reacts almost like a concrete. With this, we don't have to worry about it. This is solid. This is placed down forever. This has been grouted, so we come in with a surface cleaner on this product. And we use 30-second product on it. Now, you can still mess this up if you don't know, again, how this material is applied, installed, and protected. This product material, the same company that installs this should put a sealer on it. The type of sealer that goes on this is impregnating sealer. It does not give it a shine. So it's my job to know whether this stone was sealed before I clean it or if it was not. If it was not sealed, I no longer can spot treat it. Okay, no, if it was, okay, let me go back. If it was a spot there and I'm supposed to treat it, but they sealed it before I came to clean it, it's already been sealed. Those spots stand. If the stone has a lot of spots, the builder needs to know I need to come in and do the treatment on those spots before they seal. Because if you seal a spot, when I come and put the product that I'm going to put to clean that spot, now we already protected the stone with the sealant. So now my product that I'm going to use is not going to go through the penetrating, impregnating sealer. So you still have to know how to properly clean this stone and when you can apply the product that you need to use in order for you to detail any spots. So again, any of this job, you hired the wrong company, you just spent $40 million in a house and now you have a spot here, a spot there, a spot there, a fade there, a rip over there, a broken tile. You have wood ripped off by pressure washing. You have concrete in the front. The guy didn't know. He went and used the gun, ate up. Now you have lines all over your concrete. You let him use the surface cleaner. He used it too much. Now he leaves. You pay him, and then 2-3 months later, you're wondering why are my pavers lifting? You see, this is because you hired the wrong people. So that's why it's super important to understand the processes on how all these materials are installed, how these materials get their finish, their paint, stain, sealers, you name it, and so on, in order for you to know how to clean it. Okay, so professional cleaner knows not only how to clean, but understands how this stuff was installed and how it's protected, and therefore can clean it properly without damaging anything. I do probably 7 houses a week on downtown, and I tell you one thing, if I was to add up those 7 houses every week, it's over $250 million. So I'm responsible for cleaning $250 million a week of construction cleaning. Not one scratch on metal, not one scratch on glass, not one scratch on stone, not one stain on stone, no scratches on plastic, no scratches on wood, no scratches on metal, no scratches on frames. Nothing is perfect. We can walk this house, every single square. Think of these homes. These homes are all plastic, wood, glass, metal, stainless steel. You either have natural stone for floors or wood, so you stop. You have marble, you have to know how to clean it. You have quartz, you have granite, you have to know how to clean it. You have tiles, you have to know how to clean it. So there's levels to the cleaning game, and there's levels to being a cleaner cleaning this home. So in this channel, you're gonna follow me and you're going to see advanced cleaning, and then you're going to follow how to start if you're just starting, for you to start with smaller jobs and therefore work your way up and graduate to the big leagues here. Okay, and this is then how you can do 100K, 200,000 a month in sales, and you can make $100,000 every month like I do. Just cleaning, and people are not on the cleaning. What? Most, 96% of small businesses in the US do not do over $1 million in sales. And 100% of the companies or people that I meet, when I tell them I own a cleaning company, they all look down on me. And I know my business is in the 4%. And I know their business is in the 96%. And I have to hear them talk, and I just laugh all the way to the bank. And that's what I want to show you guys here. Let's go.